Hank Williams, a name that echoes through the halls of country music history, known for unforgettable songs that tell tales of heartache, love, and raw human emotion. But beyond the music lies a story rarely told, of a forgotten mansion, bitter family secrets, a tragic final chapter, and the legacy he left behind. What really happened behind the curtains of fame? How did a country legend with so much promise face such darkness? Today, we dive deep into the life of Hank Williams. Beyond the stage lights and chart-topping hits, Hank Williams remains one of the most iconic figures in American music. His voice, his lyrics, and his story have shaped country music forever. But behind the legendary status was a life filled with turbulence. A complicated family history, struggles with addiction, heartbreak, and a premature death that shocked the world. Few know about the mansion he once called home, the family drama that shadowed his career, and the bittersweet legacy that followed. Hank Williams' life was marked not only by his music, but also by intense family drama and personal challenges. Born in 1923, Hank's early years were far from easy. His mother, Lily Williams, ran a boarding house in Montgomery, Alabama, which some rumors controversially claimed operated as a brothel. Allegations never proven but fiercely denied by family friends. Hank's father, Lon Williams, was institutionalized after suffering severe injuries in World War I, leaving Lily to raise Hank and his siblings alone. The instability in his family's life deeply influenced Hank's music, filling it with themes of pain, longing, and resilience. Adding to the complexity, there were claims from a man named Fitzgerald who alleged Hank had fathered a child out of wedlock, a claim never definitively proven. But adding to the shadowy details surrounding Hank's personal affairs, Hank's relationships were marked by turmoil, including his stormy marriage to Audrey Shepherd, which ended in divorce amid his escalating struggles with addiction and health. Behind the fame was a man wrestling with demons, a family torn by conflict, confusion, and secrecy. But through it all, his music remained a raw, honest reflection of the life he led. The last years of Hank Williams' life were a stark contrast to his soaring career. By the early 1950s, Hank's health was failing. Chronic back pain plagued him, and his dependence on alcohol and prescription drugs worsened. His personal life was unraveling as his marriage fell apart, and he struggled to keep control of his life. In 1952, seeking a fresh start, Hank moved into a modest house in Nashville with fellow country star Ray Price. Though a place of temporary refuge, this house reflected the restlessness and sorrow that shadowed Hank's final days. Ray Price, who was younger and less experienced, looked up to Hank as a mentor, but eventually left due to Hank's erratic behavior and heavy drinking. Despite the turmoil, Hank continued to write and perform music that captured deep emotion and authenticity. But on January 1st, 1953, at the age of just 29, Hank Williams died suddenly. His death shocked the music world and left fans mourning the loss of a brilliant but troubled artist. The blue Cadillac he died in has become an iconic symbol, a reminder of the fragile genius lost too soon. Despite his short life, Hank Williams' legacy is immense. His songs continue to influence country music and resonate with generations of fans. The complexity of his personal life, the scandals, family battles, and struggles have never overshadowed the power of his music. Hank's boyhood home in Georgiana, Alabama, has been preserved as a museum, offering visitors a glimpse into his early life. The house is filled with memorabilia, artifacts, and exhibits that showcase the environment that shaped his music, the sounds of gospel, blues, and Southern culture. In Montgomery, where Hank lived in his mother's boarding house, a museum now honors his legacy with a vast collection of personal items. from handwritten lyrics to his famous baby blue Cadillac. Though the original boarding house no longer stands, the museum keeps the spirit of those formative years alive. The mansion on Franklin Pike, while not open as a museum, remains a poignant reminder of the man Hank Williams was. Both the star and the struggling human being behind the legend. The modest wooden house where Hank Williams spent part of his childhood offers a deeply personal window into his origins. From 1931 to 1934, during some of the most formative years of his life, Hank lived there with his family, amidst the hardship of the Great Depression. The house, built in 1850, stands today as a museum dedicated to preserving the memory of Hank's youth. It is a place where visitors can see the very bed where young Hank slept, and artifacts that reflect the simple life he lived before stardom. Surrounded by the sounds of Southern gospel and blues, Hank absorbed influences that would later define his unique musical style. One mentor in particular, Rufus Tat Payne, a black blues guitarist, taught Hank to play guitar on street corners and porches. These lessons would deeply impact Hank's sound, a blend of rhythm, melody, and soul that became his signature. The house not only tells the story of Hank's beginnings, but also offers insight into the social and economic struggles of the era, including segregation and poverty, which shaped the environment he grew up in. In the 1940s, Hank and his mother lived in a modest boarding house in Montgomery, operated by Lily Williams. This house was more than just a home. It was a place of survival and a base for Hank's early career. Lily was a staunch supporter, arranging performances and encouraging Hank's musical ambitions. The boarding house buzzed with activity. Musicians, friends, and visitors came and went, influencing Hank's growth both personally and artistically. Hank's first radio gigs happened in Montgomery, and it was here that his raw talent first gained public attention. The city itself was small but culturally rich, providing fertile ground for Hank's burgeoning. Though the original boarding house no longer exists, the Hank Williams Museum in downtown Montgomery stands nearby, housing a treasure trove of memorabilia, from performance suits to personal letters, preserving the memory of this critical period in Hank's life. In 1952, as his life spiraled, Hank sought a fresh start in a modest Nashville house, sharing the space with Ray Price, a young country singer. This period was marked by both camaraderie and struggle. Ray Price admired Hank, learning firsthand about the price of fame and the pressures that come with it. Their time living together was short, as Hank's drinking and erratic behavior became too much for Price to handle. The house itself was simple, a single-story home with a welcoming porch, embodying the image of a Southern troubadour's refuge. Here, Hank continued to write music, with the walls absorbing the late-night melodies and heartfelt lyrics that would become part of his enduring legacy. Today, this house is preserved as a vacation rental, allowing fans to connect intimately with Hank's life and legacy. By walking the same halls and imagining the moments when he composed some of his final songs, though Hank Williams' life was tragically cut short, his influence remains undeniable. His music transcends time and continues to touch the hearts of listeners worldwide. Museums in Alabama and Tennessee keep his story alive, honoring both his triumphs and struggles. The mansions, boarding houses, and simple homes tied to Hank Williams serve as monuments to a life that was as remarkable as it was painful. For fans and historians alike, Hank's story is a reminder that behind every legend is a complex human being, vulnerable but capable of creating art that endures forever. What do you think about Hank Williams? How do you connect with his music and story? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this video insightful, please leave a like, share it with other country music fans, and subscribe for more stories like this.